so small now since it is globalized. Another thing is, if you want to keep move on to the business, you must have this procedure. Now, why we are talking this? Okay, let's say RICs talk about the complaint handling. Why it is very important? If you don't have the complaint handling, what will happen? The complaint will go to the third parties, or the complaint will be in the medias, right? That's going to damage the reputation. So you have to reduce it. Now let's talk about the famous restaurant, right? The complaint, small complaint, it is within the organization. The biggest complaint we can hear, okay, some incidents. Did they didn't lose their reputation? Did they lose the big amount of business when they got a very bad name? They did easily, isn't it? But to develop that level, they spend a lot of time, money, and effort. So developing the business not easy, losing them very easy. Okay, so now we'll continue what client care further to us. It's all about okay, summary. In summary, identify your clients. Okay, so when you identify the client, only you can develop your service. Now, let's say you are a quantity service. Okay, you are a quantity surveyor or project manager. Some of you. Now, who are the client? There are two types of client you are handling. One is internal client, where okay the people are reporting to you, your subordinate, your client. You are reporting to the management. That management is your client, and you are intercoordinating with the other department like accounts department, procurement department, okay, engineering department, a design department. There are so many departments. So these people call internal client within an organization. Second, external client outside of your organization. Okay, if you are a contractor, you are dealing with the subcontractor, right? And if you are a um, engineer or employer side, right, then you are dealing with the contractor or client, depend on the position. So whoever you are dealing, whoever you are providing the professional service, they are your client. Now let's say the service you are offering to the each clients are, is it equal or similar? What do you think? It is equal or similar. Okay. Now sometime no, it is not equal, it is not similar. Okay. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's different, yes. Because say for example, the service you are providing to your subcontractor. Let's say you are a main contractor. What are the service you provide to a subcontractor? Right, certifying their interim payment application, right, certifying their payment variation, certifying their claims, joint measurement. These are the service you will do with them. What are the service you do with your supplier? Right, make sure okay your engineer confirm that materials are qualified or fit for a purpose. Then you have to certify the payment for the materials. Right. Now, what are the service you will give to the engineer or employer? You have to okay, okay, send the interim payment application, notices, okay, all the contractual procedure in a timely manner. So your services are slightly different to the party to party. So you should know what service you are offering to the which party. So you should identify your client first, and you have to okay understand their needs. So you have to understand their need. Then you are going to give the service. So how do you understand the client? Maybe you have the contracts, or you have the already defined scope of work within your project. Also, you must have a communication, okay, open communication, meetings to understand their exact expectation. So therefore, okay, you have to have the communication. Without communicating with your client, can you understand what is their needs and want? What do you think? Yes. So again, this subject, another mandatory competency, communication and negotiation, is interconnected with all the competency. Okay. So be careful. It is very important. So once you talk to them, you understood their expectation, then you have to set the realistic outcomes. Okay, what you are going to give, then only they can expect exactly what you are going to do that. Let's say the client dumping 1,000 drawing and asking, okay, be okay within a 1 day. Not possible. It's not possible for an ordinary QS, right? You have to set the realistic time expectation. Don't promise if you can't do it, okay, as you promised to them. So therefore, it is very important to set a realistic expectation what you are going to make. Also, that is happen by the clear and very transparent communication. It won't happen without a communication. So again, communication is interconnected. There will be a time to time your client will be request many things. You have to attend them. You have to deliver those requirement timely in a good quality. Okay, no, don't just deliver. Make sure you deliver in a timely manner with the rugged quality. Okay, and be honest. Ethics again, it is connected. If you are not delivering a good service and you know very well that you are doing wrong, you are not a honest person. Okay, you are not a honest person. So if you are not a honest person, then what is the benefit you are going to bring to the company? That's the reason. There's no honest, there's no ethical behavior. You are no longer worthy to keep in any organization. You understand? You are no longer worthy to keep any organization if you are not really a ethical person. If you are a good person, that building the trust. Now, if you have the good trust among the peoples, like say you are a good contractor and you are a good contractor quantity surveyor, you don't, you know, your consultant knows very well. You don't claim fakely, right? Your subcontractor knows very well. Okay, you don't cut their payment. You do timely and you do the reasonable payment. You have the good reputation. Now, any negotiation you goes, right? That doesn't make you harm. It will be very smoother and faster. They trust you. So the building a trust without honesty not possible. With the honesty, with the transparency, yes. Again, building the trust not only make your life easy, it's bring the good reputation to the company. That bring the repeated business. Also, handling the complaint is very important. Complaints can come many form, many way. You have to manage them. Regarding the complaint handling, we will learn shortly. And also client money, we will learn shortly according to RICS expectation. And make sure through the feedback, okay, you are measuring the client satisfaction. If the feedback not good, make sure you have the lesson learned workshop and make sure you improve them. Okay, so these are the points the RICS expect as a appropriate, okay, appropriate behaviors to establish the good client care. Do you understand? The appropriate behavior to build the client care. Okay. So why is client care necessary in your organization? You know this answer, right? I just display the thing is okay. Do you want more explanation on this? If need, I will give you. Okay, basically client care necessary for several reasons. One is building the trust or building and maintaining or retaining the relationship. So good client care build a good relationship and that help lot for a long term purpose. Okay, and also you are going to meet the client needs by providing the right service at the right time with the right quality, and also you are going to increase the reputation, right? So that make business loss, that's going to avoid the business losses, because if the client doesn't happy, he will not come to you. Don't expect everyone will complain. Okay, don't expect everyone will complain about your service. Sometimes they will not talk to you. You might understand. You might find the way to understand through a transparent communication. Why I'm telling that one? Because sometimes if you are giving the forms, they don't fill it. They don't give it all the information what they feel. Better talk to them. Or vice versa. Sometimes they don't talk well, but they can give it in the remarks. Anyway, you try to find is there any fault from your end. Okay, so what is client care? The definition is here. The keywording, identify the requirement and provide the service. Okay, and make sure that meet the client expectation. So remember this definition they will ask you. They will ask you what do you mean by client care? How do you meet the client care? What is the behavior or appropriate behavior to establish a client care? These are very simple, similar questions. Okay. There's a book here. I have mentioned the reference book. You can just go and read this. You will get some idea. But again, whatever I am teaching you, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. But if you read, you will get some more idea. Take a note. How do you provide the good service to the client? Okay. So again, this is a repeated question. Why I am putting this question again and again? You should understand. Without understanding the requirement, right, you don't answer. This question will come in a many forms, and you don't miss them. Okay. So do you all have the confidence to answer this question? Okay. Let's move on. How will you identify and utilize a system and process for managing the client care? Or how would you measure the client care? Okay, how do you monitor the client satisfaction? Or how do you make sure that you care about your client? Okay, so this is all talks about something keywording. Okay, system and process, measurement of the client satisfaction. Okay, this all talk about the keyword. In that keywording, number one, client complaint handling procedure. We call CHP. Okay, very important. Client money handling, quality assurance, right? Also the service, questionnaire survey, or maybe feedback meeting. The point 3 and the 4 same. What is your objective? You are trying to understand what is in the client mind. So 3 and 4 objective is same. You are trying to find out whether client is happy or not. If not, why? If the reason is there and you didn't provide a good service, then you should have the lesson learned workshop. Also, you must have some policies that have the good focus about the client care and the service you are delivering. So again, how would you identify the client care process, or how do you measure the client satisfaction? Those questions are similar, and these are the tools you must have it. Okay, these are the tools you must have it. Okay, so in general, monitoring the client satisfaction is an important part of your approach, right? So if you don't monitor them, it's going to be hard for you. Okay, it's going to be hard for you to continue with the service. Slowly, your business will die. So it's all about monitoring the client satisfaction. Okay, so there are good ways, as you see here. You can do the survey, or you can have a review meeting, or you can go for a follow-up calls. Okay, you can go for a follow-up calls, or if there is any complaint come, then you can resolve them in a nice manner. These are the things. Complaint will come. Any business, you don't say we don't have any complaint. No, there will be complaint always, but you have to tackle it. You have to manage it. Okay. So what is appropriate behavior to establish a good client relationship? You know this answer. Can you all say? What are the behavior? I'm not hearing any of you.
Yeah, so just like setting a realistic expectation, that means do not make any false promises. clear and transparency in the communication, the service to be delivered in a timely manner, and the service provided with the quality assurance.
Great. So that's the things. You follow the order, you have the answer. Okay. So identifying the client. Okay. There are this is a theory. This is a theory. Just try to understand what is the difference between the client and the customer. It's from the RICS, okay, not from me. So what RICS say, client is a person who you are providing the long-term service. Customer is a person, okay, who's buying the ready-made product and the short-term business. But again, it can be vice versa. Some industry they don't call as a client, they call customer. Now let's say, think about the construction industry, right? Construction industry, they call what? Client. We are going for a client meeting. Now think about the automobile industry. You are having the service contract, vehicle maintenance or service warranty contract for 5 years or 3 years. Is it a short period? 2 years, 3 years or 5 years? Is it short period? No, it's not a short period. Think about nowadays mobile industry also giving 2 years warranty simply. You can go for extended warranty also. Right. Okay. Is it a short period? No, it's not short period. In that case, that definition is not really a right definition. Okay, client and customer. We can say client is a long term and customer is a short term. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But try to understand some people, okay, coming from the RICA, they okay fixed in their mind, okay, client is long term, customer is short term. Okay, so now when you go for an interview, they are your client. So do you want to satisfy them or not? So you have to understand their diagram and they remember this only. So talk in this pattern. Okay, theory not correct, but RICS have this principle. They have this definition. Do you understand what I'm saying here? It's not always customer have the short term, not always client have the long term. Sometimes your project is 6-month project. Let's say you are going to build a small perimeter wall or fence or small well. How much time it needed? Only 2-3 months. So can we say it's a long term? No, but still we can say client. Okay, so therefore that just for information. Some RICS assessors not too up to date and they follow this kind of theory. Do you all understand what I'm saying here? Somebody repeat me. I'm getting feedback whether you understood or not. Okay. Not understand. Okay, somebody understood. Can you explain? What do you understand? It's okay. Whatever it is, fine. Who's ready? Yes, Abhayam is right. Not all client are long term, not all customers are short term. Yes, good. That's what I'm trying to say. No need to define anything. Just keep in mind. They will ask you what is the difference between the client and the customer. Keep this answer handy. Okay. But this answer is not really a correct answer, but just keep it handy. Okay. Is it clear? Mukesh? Mr. Mukesh, are you clear?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. So who are the client you are dealing with? Now again, I told you internal client and the external clients. So just talk to. Now as a QS, tell me all of you, what is your internal client? You as a
My project manager, construction manager, and the commercial manager, and in the offices, account manager. These are the internal client.
Even the HR manager also.
Employer also. Employer, the contractor, can also be the internal client for a quantity surveyor.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, audible.
Yeah, audible.
Thank you. Okay, so you know this answer: internal client, external client. Okay, so okay. So again,
Small question:
yeah.
who is working the client side? So who is the external client
Come
side?
again.
Someone is working in the client side, client quantity surveyor. So who is the external client for him?
Working for a client side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Who will be the external?
Internal, you know, within the organ-
Your voice is breaking, Mr. Manas.
Didn't get your voice.
internal, you know.
I didn't get your voice.
Can you all hear me?
Okay, okay. But I feel the end user will be the our client and investors.
Yes. Yeah. First, can you hear me now?
Yeah, audible.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You ask who are the external for the client quantity surveyor, right? Okay. Contractor, consultant. Also, the employer have the other stakeholder like a operator. You can say some client have the operator or other investor. Okay, so those are the people, your external clients. Yeah, end user. Yes, very good. So these are the people, your external client. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Okay. If you are facing any audible issue or something issue with my screen, just alert me. Yeah? I feel something turbulent connection today. Okay, so it is identifying the client. Maybe we can classify it into further two, existing and the new client. So okay, you can't just take care about the new client. Make sure you take care about the existing client so they can retain with you, they can promote you, and they can give you the new business. So it is very important. You have to attract the new client to make a new business. At the same time, you have to retain your existing client. Okay. So how do you do that one? There are business strategies. You know the business plan. There's another competency. Okay, there's a one mandatory competency. We have business plan. Okay, that's objective is to make sure how the business goes. Is there anything we have to change in the direction of the company approach? So that you have to do. So what they do the market research. They do the client service. Okay, they do the so many event. Right, they will understand what people thinking, so they can decide what really they need, then they are trying to deliver. Okay, also at the project level, make sure you know who are the decision maker, right? And also, okay, you have to understand their objective, so you should know their background, right? And also, okay, maybe they are already familiar with you, They're already a part of your team. So just make sure you know who are the key players in a project. Okay, then you have to have the strategic approach, how you are going to make sure you are retaining them. So therefore, understanding the client objective, understand the market situation, understand the business move is very important. So when come to the understanding the client objective, there are one note. There's a one note I have regarding the client care. All of you can hear me, I think, well. So, but how to understand the client objective? There's a one note I have. If you have time, the notes I am going to send you. It's called client care. It's a Word document. Okay, so you read it. It talk about something about the identifying the client objective. So it's a short way I have put this detail. Right. So understanding the client objectives are different, business to business, service to service. So therefore, nature of the business and also nature of the communications and the types of clients, like which they are private and the public, the way we approach is different. Okay, so what are the possible objective when come to the client? As a QS, we have mainly about the cost. They have the cost objective. Second, regarding the project management, we have the time and the quality. But there are beyond this expectation, some client have the marketability. Like say you are working with the developer, they will think whether we can sell it well or not. Some client expectation is a functional requirement. Okay, let's say if you are entering any project, they have the functional requirement that you have to meet. Some project have the objective with the sustainability, so you have to achieve the sustainable rating what they need. Now think about the sustainability, one competency, right? That's come here. So some people want to have the sustainable project. Then you have to design the project according to their needs. So the client objective are different and it vary from client to client. Okay, so you should understand what they want. Now let's say ordinary citizen, right? They want to build the house. Mostly their objective is the functional requirement. Second, they have the objective about the cost. Now the person, very rich man, they want to build a luxury villa or any house. They have the objective about the quality, aesthetical appearance. They don't care much about the cost. So each users or clients are different. So you should understand by having the proper communication with them. Okay. In the company, yes, again, each companies, like we say B2C, B2B. You know what is that? Business to business, business to consumer or customer. Okay, what do you mean by that? Any idea?
It's a raw material business to the productivity people. Productivity people supply to the end user.
Okay.
Like selling apartments to the customer, for example.
Yeah. Okay. So some business you deal with another business, like a main contractor with a subcontractor. Both are business entity. But let's say developer, he is dealing with the B2B and the B2C. He is dealing with the business like client, contractor, consultant. At the same time, he's dealing with the end user who's buying the product. Okay, so that is B2C. So this is how we say B2B and the B2C. Anyway, that's not a concern here. So if you think about the company level, any company, they have the needs. So nature of their business define what they need. Okay, they are decision makers. Okay, they want to enhance the business. So what will adding to them? Now let's say, right, let's say initially every company want to have the customer care, right? They have to have the customer care. Okay, and they want to increase the communication. What is the platform they have used as economical? They use the direct call, isn't it? But is it direct call always cheap? Not. It's cost. So there are so many platforms. Like now what we do today. Can we do this class through the telephone call? Not possible, isn't it? Yes. So we had so many platforms like this. So they introduced to the business. So the business helped the business. So Zoom, okay, they introduced. Skype, once upon a time Skype was very famous. Right. Some developer disappeared by the time. You understand? Some calling software no longer. If you can remember, we had a Nimbus, we had a Frink, no longer available now. Okay, nobody remember, but some retain, they keep continue. So therefore, adding the value to the business, you have to think how we can bring them. Now, so many developers, okay, software developer, they are helping the business. They are making millions of money. Okay, so individual wise, again, you have to see what they need. Okay, how it's going to be make them benefit. So when come to the understanding the client, you have to listen them. The communication, listening is more than talking. So there are many way of listening. Okay, I don't think this kind of question RICS will ask you, but why we are listening? To make sure you understand them very carefully. Then why we are going to repricing? Why we are going to do the repricing? Any objective? What is the objective? Because you must make sure you understood them correctly or not. So that is a way you are completing the communication. See, the communication have the sender and the receiver. Sender give the information, so you are listening, and the receiver will confirm by repricing. So again, the sender will confirm, yes, that's correct. So that's why you are having this kind of thing. Nobody will ask this kind of question, but just I put for information. Okay, so these all just for your information. I will leave it all. How to establish the client brief? Now, when talk about the client requirement, we have to have the client meeting, right? Why we are having the client meeting? We should understand the client needs and want, and we have to define the scope of work. So, how you are going to identify the client objective, right? We can have the meeting. We can have the meeting with the client. What basically happen? Okay, you know the RIBA plan of work. The RIBA plan of work define this process very nicely. Okay, what it says, initially, if you want to have the meeting with the client, okay, the project manager, senior engineers, okay, senior quantity surveyor, project planner, and the surveyor, and the lawyer, designer, there will be a team, okay, team of professional will meet the client. Client will start to talk. They will take a note. They will try to understand the client. Okay, so whatever the client talking, they will take a note. Then they will make them in a report, and they will confirm whether the client requirement, whatever they have captured, is correct or not. Then further they will develop the brief. According to the brief only, the design will develop. Right. So without brief, you can't do the design. So this is all about establishing the client brief, mean client requirement. So it's a long process. It won't happen in a one go. Right. And during the client brief process, you are developing the design, client mind will change. Again, you have to understand what happened, why he changed. Okay, then you have to design accordingly. You understand? So this is a long process, and you keep on move. Even after you finish the design, you float the project, right? You after floating the project, what will happen? The client also will change the mind, no? Yes or no? Post contract, do we have a lot of variation? Okay, so that's the things. It keep on changing, and we have to, right? We have to go with that one. Okay, what are the appointment document? It's all about the terms and conditions. So whenever you are going to enter the agreement as a consultant, what are the things you have to have the client brief? What are the service you are going to give them? Right, you must have the PI insurance, professional indemnity insurance. Okay, in what is the client obligation? What is your obligation as a consultant? Limitation, what are the limitation you have? And the payment terms, and definitely your contract terms have the termination, suspension. And if any dispute come, how you are going to handle, and governing law. These are the basic things that we'll find in the appointment document. Basically, have you all read the white book of the FIDIC? It's a small, not big. If you read, that's more than enough, you will understand. But again, for this subject, this purpose, you don't need to read that one. But if you want more knowledge, if you are working for a consultant, just read it. But again, consultancy agreement different. Not always people are following the FIDIC. There are so many different types of consultancy agreement available. Now let's say not always a consultancy agreement happen with the company to the company. Sometimes consultancy agreement happen with the company to the individual. So that agreement is different. You don't go with the white book. You understood? Sometimes you will go with the different bespoke contract. Okay. So that's why I said, what are the appointment documents standard available? There are so many. You just don't read everything. Just be mindful. You just understand the previous point, what I have talked to you. That's enough. This should be covered. Have you all seen all of these documents? I have the white book and this one, but you don't. If you want, you can download from the website also. RICS have. Otherwise, I will send. Okay. So now coming to the fees. How you are going to calculate your consultant fees? Again, you will see the complexity. How difficult. What are the scope you are going to provide? As much as scope is increased, your payment will be increased. What are the procurement method? Why procurement method going to define your fees? Let's say a consultancy for the additional procurement, consultancy fees for the design and build. Where the consultancy fees will be more? Traditional or design and build? In traditional, okay, because traditional consultant need to do the design. The design and build, no, he don't do the design. The contractor develop the design, he need to supervise. So the scope is reduced. Also the construction cost. Now very big project, you will charge more. Because the duration increase, the project cost increase. Or scope of work very big. Like not only the duration, the massive works, right? Now you are doing a one project which is costing 1 billion for a 1 year, and you are doing another project which is costing 200 million for a 1 year. Durations are same, but your fee is not going to be same because scope is very high. So that's going to decide. Okay. Now when come to the okay, so far any question? Any questions? All clear? Okay, good. Responding to your client needs. Now suddenly client will call you. Okay, you will be in the weekend. You are enjoying your holidays, right? You just leaving the office. He is calling urgent works. How do you handle? Okay, so responding to your client needs. They will ask you this question either under the client care or ethics. Be careful. This is a tough question. Do you understand? This is a tough question. If you don't understand my lecture today, it is going to be tough. If you understand, then it's easy. Remember, when you are going for a consultancy service, one document is very important, that your coverage under the PI insurance, right? We should understand what is a PI insurance. Okay. Then only, if you understand the PI insurance only, you can answer this question. Okay. So before I will have the discussion about the PI insurance in upcoming slides. So what I am going to do, first I will explain what is a PI insurance. Then we will go to this question. Okay, so you will get the more clarity. Okay, any service contractor offering to the employer. Okay, does the contractor has the insurance? Yes, contractor has the insurance. Insurance for the work, insurance for the plant and equipment, insurance for the third party, insurance for the workers and the professional. He had an insurance, right? Similarly, consultant providing the service. Consultant need to have the insurance. Yes. Okay. So that insurance called PI insurance, professional indemnity insurance. Why? There are three key wording you have to think. Any negligence, number one. Omission, number two. Error. Negligence, omission, error done by the consultant. What is that? Negligence, omission, error. What do you mean by negligence? Say he didn't do his duty with the due diligence. He was negligence. Like we hear, no, doctor did the operation while the equipments are inside the person. We know this news. So this is called no due diligence. So negligence. What do you mean by error? Okay, something went wrong. Now consultant provide the service where there are some mistakes. Design is not correct. Design errors are there. That bring the money or additional claims from the contractor. Contractor is right. Consultant is wrong. Let's say now employer got the design from the consultant. That foundation was raft foundation. Okay, but actually it's supposed to be a pile foundation. Raft foundation not enough. So it's going to cost more money to the employee because of the consultant advice. He started the project. Now, if you talk about the pile foundation, okay, this is not going to work for him. You don't have money. Other way around, let's say he never start this project if he knows that it is a pile foundation. So that advice is not correct. Okay, erroneous advice. Or think about, already you started the construction, completed, but finally the building got cracked. When the building surveyor come and observe, they conclude the design is wrong. It's supposed to be pile foundation instead of raft. Okay, who's going to bear the loss because of the design failure? This is called error. Okay, so that insurance should cover. Third one, I explained two things. Okay, negligence. Okay, error. Then third one, omission. Omission means, let's say you are agreeing the scope of work. No, if you go to the see the scope of work, what are the things you are going to do under this contract? Let's say your scope of work number one, you are preparing the BOQ. You do the certification of the payment. 3, you do the certification for variation. 4, you do the certification of the claim. Like 5, you are doing, if anything dispute come, you do the dispute resolution. You do the support for the dispute resolution. But really, if some problem happen, that time the key professional, okay, worked under your organization left. Now you can't deliver that service to the client. So what you are saying, you are telling to the client, no, I can't do this service. It is called omission. The omitting the scope of work which is you agreed. Okay. Now only for the dispute purpose, if the client go outside and hire someone, is it going to be cheaper for him? Or they know already what is happening with the project? What do you think? It make uncomfortable situation to the client, right? So they have to claim from you for the additional loss or cost they suffer. Okay, so that's called omission. Okay, so do you all understand what is the coverage of the PI insurance now? What is the objective of this PI insurance? Okay, how
Now,
much
note on that. If
usual
there is
value?
additional scope to the consultant, then
The
client
PI is,
has to pay as a
yeah,
variation like that. It means
okay.
that you need the variation clauses inside the agreements.
Repeat again.
If there is an additional scope by the
Hmm.
client, the consultant has to claim as a variation. Am I right? So
Yes,
the variation clause should be inside the agreement.
yes, should be. Otherwise, they have to go for a new contract. Okay. So, any other question? Where is how? Okay, PI insurance value defined by the client and the contractor. Sometimes some client have the specific terms and condition that contractor must obey. RICS had a ratios. Okay, I will provide you the RICS guidance notes. They have the ratio. You just be aware about that one. But again, it is not fixed. It will change depend on the uh, client or country you are practicing. It change. There's no fixed amount. But just be mindful what RICS say in their guidance note. I will give you that. Okay, now let's come to this question. Responding to your client needs. You are working in the office, right? What is the question? If sometime the error in the design will be huge, what if the insurance is not sufficient to cover? It's a simple question. PI insurance only for a consultant? No, sometime for the contractor also. Say contractor going for a design and build procurement route, then he need to have the design team, so he need to have the PI insurance. So sometimes it's for a contractor as well. Now I will answer the question: what will be the situation? What will happen if the PI insurance not enough or not covering all the damages happen? Simple question. Now you have the car, right? You have the vehicle. You have the vehicle insurance, right? Okay. You, let's say somebody some accident you made. Okay, you are the one responsible for the damage. Your insurance will cover certain extents. Like let's say they will cover 90% of the repair cost. Who will bear the 10%? Who will bear the rental cost of the car if the insurance don't cover until that repairing period? You, right? Same way. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, audible,
Mr.
but no
Munnas,
display.
yeah,
No display.
what
No,
the
no, I
answer
didn't share anything in the display. I just have the heading only.
uh,
Responding to your clients.
the answer is clear, but sometimes suppose the losses are huge and that company are I cannot pay this losses as example.
Then you will go bankrupt.
Okay.
That's the reason the PI insurance are very important for the company. Okay. So now, why I'm talking about the PI insurance? Now, responding your client needs. If you are doing any work within the organization, right, within the office time, that will cover by the PI insurance. Now, some of your friend coming and asking, okay, he's telling, I want some help. Okay, I'm going to do a small house. Can you give me estimation? What do you do? Which kind
You
of question
don't have
arises?
PI insurance. No, you don't have. You cannot.
Yes, you can't. So you have to say, I don't have the PI insurance. Come through the office channel. They have it because any of your service you have given to him free of charge doesn't matter. He can come against you with a claim because of your omission or error or negligence, whatever it is. He can come because you have given the professional service. So therefore, let's say you say it approximately 3 million. Okay, he believe your token. He just started the construction. He found out no, it's not a 3 million. Okay, it needs 30 million. Let's say. So where he will go? He will start only with the foundation. So that's the reason. Don't give the service if you are not covered by the PI insurance. or if you are not expert on that particular area. So there are some other questions RICS will ask. Okay, you one of the piling contractor approaching you, let's say piling contractor approaching you and ask for the estimation for the piling work. You never know the piling work. You never involved with the piling work. Can you do that advice? You don't. So play within your competent area. You ask a piling expert, or you can refer that contractor to go with the piling expert and get the opinion, not you. So play within your boundary. Okay, so let's go to this part. Okay, so when you are responding to the client, make sure, right, you have to be careful. Let's say sometimes clients are calling you out of the office time, out of the office coverage. Means you are not covered by the PI insurance. Let's say you are in a holidays, he's calling. Right. He asks, I need the estimation randomly. It is urgent. You just give a random figure, then he just rely on, and finally he made a mistakes by your advice. So therefore, make sure if the client call you, try to find the way. Okay, you will respond from the office. If no, it's so urgent. If you are giving the answer or respond to them to make, because he is your client, he will complain. He will be disappointed with you. You can't tell the client, Mr. Client, I am in holiday. Don't call me. You can't cut the phone also. Right? You lose the business. So therefore, if you are giving any service, make sure in writing or with the evidence that this is appropriate, very approximate information. It's not correct. And once you are back to the office, you are going to update the right information. So give them there, or if they ask, tell you don't have any data. Whatever you are giving now, okay, not exact one. They have to wait until you come back with the right information. Okay. Okay. So again, now develop the brief and obtain client approval means before you do any response, okay, you make sure whether you are agreeing the payment terms. Right. So the payment terms again we discuss, but this is not a difficult part. Be careful with the one I said. The client will call you out of the office, or you are not the expert, or somebody like from your relative or friend will ask you your service. You don't give them because you don't have the PI insurance coverage. Okay. So what are the circumstances? You need to collect the data.
Excuse me, Manas.
Yes.
Can you please repeat that question? When a client contacts me outside of office hours?
Yes. Where you don't have the adequate information, okay, you have to make sure you inform them, and you don't give any response. If you are giving any indicative response, so tentative response, make sure you inform them this is not a final. You will give the final one when you are assumed or when you are getting the information. So that client is aware. Because if we come and file the case against you, okay, if we made a claim against you, you already inform them, no? So that's a safeguard for you.
Yes. So basically, when a client contacts me outside of office hours, I do answer, but I don't give a definite answer. It's a tentative answer that I need to come back to him when I'm back to office.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sometimes your information is
Office
mistake.
hour also, the client is calling you, you cannot provide the answer until you will confirm. If you are in the confirm stage, then only you can answer that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can say, I will let you know by the time. You can say 1 hour or 2 hours later, I will come back to you. Like that, you can say.
Okay. So what are the circumstances you want to collect the data from your client? Again, it's connected with the data management, but fine. Somehow you need to collect some information from the data. Now, there are so many ways you are going to collect the data. Number one, yes, if you want to understand the client objective, you need to collect the data from them. If client need anything from you, you need to understand. So if you want to respond to their requirement, you should understand their scenario. So maybe you collect some data from them, right? Okay. Sometime, yes, managing the client accounts, you have to collect their data. So there are so many situations, like you'll collect the data. Let's say you are going for a feedback meeting, you are collecting the data from the client, right? So how to build the trust? One of the appropriate behavior to establish a client care. So how to build the trust? Again, be transparent, be honest, right? Make sure you understand the client and their objective, and you don't go beyond your competence. Don't over pretend. You be within your limit. If you know, do it. If you don't know, be transparent. Tell them honestly, it is out of your expertise. So you can direct them to the right people, but you can't do. So you be a professional always. Okay, when you are giving any service, give them in a high quality, right? Okay, so yes, due diligence is very important. You have to make sure due diligence mean. What do you mean by due diligence? You should have the skill and the care to deliver some service. Skill mean, let's say you are a chartered QS, so that you have the skill. Care mean you are focusing. Okay, you are not negligence. That's really important. So when you are doing service, you do with the due diligence. Okay, so when should you decline an instruction of a new work from a client? You have the answer for this one. I already discussed about this. Anyone?
Yeah, when the section is beyond my capabilities, and the second is if it is not covered under the PI insurance, and the third is there is a conflict of interest.
Very good answer. He gave a lot of points. Conflict of interest, you can't do. Very good. Or it is beyond your expertise, you can't do. Right. So sometimes you have to decline the service. Otherwise, it will be a problem for you. Again, trust, loyalty, repeated business, it all connect. Out of your scope, no. You can say out of scope, not the reason you will decline. Say, let's say he is giving some instruction which is not part of your contract, but it's still doable for you. You do it. It's a variation. You can engage. Okay, that's fine. But where the situation you will reject, you can't do, and it has the conflict of interest, right, or some other issues, ethical issues, then you can't. Okay, so loyalty and the repeated business, again, client satisfaction is very important. If the client is happy with your service, he will bring them so many clients to you. Do you remember sometimes the people are losing the customers because you should understand how the new trends are going on. Technology keeps evolving, right? You can't use the same methodology what we use. So therefore, right, you should have the proper tools. Tools, okay, right tool what we are talking for you. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Not audible. Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
It's audible.
Audible.
Right. Okay. So yes, here you must have the tools to have the good business. So one is timely deliverable with the good quality, right? Make sure you meet the client expectation. Always you have to be from the customer side. What they need, you have to reach them, right? Sometimes you have to use the appropriate communication methodology. Sometimes calls are faster, sometimes emails are appropriate. Okay, so depends on that. You right make sure which platform you are using. Right, make sure you make your client happy. Then this is how you can retain your business. So therefore, you should have some policies, internal policies, and the complaint handling process to manage your client. So being customer oriented again, okay, that means If you are loyal, that means you are reliable, trustworthy, right? Be empathy. Show them some mercy, right? Show them some attention, right? Remember, as long as you focus your client, okay, they bring a lot of value for you. Okay, so these points are just for information. But due diligence,
Your voice is breaking again.
Your voice is no more longer.
yeah, there are some issues. Can you all see the screen now? Okay, just wait. I am joining from the different device, so maybe it will be better. Wait, can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay, somebody talk to me.
Yes, yes. Now
Yes, sir, I can
audible.
hear you.
Very good.
Yeah, we can hear
So
you.
let's continue with this. So complaint handling procedure. I will explain in detail. So once you understand, that's fine. Okay. What is a complaint handling process? How to handle the complaint? I will give you in detail. If you study the notes, same thing you will understand. Okay. No difference.
Excuse me, Manas, your voice is
But
still
how to
breaking.
see combinedly? Still
Voice is
break.
still breaking.
Coverage issue in your network.
This
Again
seems like a
breaking.
network
Okay.
issue.
That's it.
Network issue.
Yeah, there are some problem I feel today. Can you hear now? Is it better?
Now his voice is okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay then. So we will understand what is the complaint handling process RICS. Okay. Initially, if any complaint comes, we have to manage them in a professional way. So what is a complaint? Your customers not satisfied with your service. So expression of dissatisfaction is a complaint. So expression of dissatisfaction will come any forms, any way, any from the any clients. So we have to handle them. So how do you handle? First, okay, when the complaints comes, initially they will talk to you directly or they will call you. Okay, they don't follow your complaint handling format. So emails. Okay, they will call you directly and talk to you, or they will send an email to you. So any forms the complaints will come. You make sure. Okay, you how to first record the complaint. Okay, so you have to record the complaint. The first tools as per the RICS, old, okay, the rule number 7. Now we don't have rule number 7, 5, but from the old, still that information is valid. Yes. So what what you have to do? You have to explain to the okay. So if any business you are going to do with any client, you go with your complaint handling procedure. Talk to the client, Mr. Client. This is my complaint handling process. Okay. If any complaint you have against us, don't go outside. Please come to us. We will resolve. So you have to introduce your complaint handling process with your client. Now let's say client aware. Okay, you have the complaint handling process. So any complaint comes, you have to register the complaint. That will say complaint should be locked. That means register. The complaint must be handled by not a junior people, not a people experience about your company and the client. Don't put the ordinary people to manage the complaint. It will be further worsen the situation. Understood? It will be further make the situation worst. So the complaint should be handled by a designated complaint handler. That designated complaint handler probably a senior person of the company. Or if you are a sole practitioner, you have to handle the complaint by yourself. So in this point, we can have the question: under which circumstance you must handle the complaint by yourself? The RICS interview, they can ask you this question: under which circumstance you must handle the complaint by yourself? One is, if you are a designated complaint handler, you have to handle it, or if you are a sole practitioner, you have to handle that complaint by yourself. Okay. Okay. So the complaint must be handled by the right person. That should be a designated complaint handler or sole practitioner, then you are the one. If any complaint comes, there's a timeline to respond. Okay, depending on the company, it is different. Okay, what do? You have to acknowledge first immediately, then within 20 some other business industry, isn't it? So it is RICS suggested, okay, 28 days. Redress scheme. Okay, this keyword you have to remember. Redress scheme means third party. Third party on behalf of you. Okay, they will take the case. They are third party but neutral. They are not biased to you. They will take the case and they will resolve the complaint. But think about the client. Why he need to go to the third party? He will tell your redress scheme is belong to you. He will be biased to, I am going to go to the police or I am going to go to the court. Now, going to the legal action, not a good things. Okay. It will damage the business relationship. So, you have to convince. So, what you will do, RICS will ask a question. What you will do if your client not happy to follow your redress scheme? You have to convince him. That's what you can do. You can't force him. You have to convince him to follow the redress scheme to keep this complaint secret within the organization. It will be in the public. Now, let's say either client go to the redress scheme or okay, litigation or any other dispute resolution process. Immediately you have to inform the PI company, PI insurance. Okay, they must be aware about there's something going to happen. They will take necessary steps to manage the situation. Okay, so you have to inform the PI insurance company if the situation escalated to the redress scheme or any dispute resolution procedure. There's one note I will send you, complaint handling, the first edition of the RICS. Look this one. Some information like rule number 7 is outdated. Now RICS, how many rules we have? Only how many? Rule of contact. How many? Rule of contact. For a firm's member? How many of you know?
So 5 rules.
5. Yes. This is outdated. Okay. This information outdated, but the procedures are correct. No changes. So you just read it, and whatever I say, that's only they have. If the client not happy the way you handle this complaint, what will be the next action? It's a redress scheme. Okay. You refer to the redress scheme, or that he will go to the any dispute resolution process. You have to inform the PI insurance. Now there are some redress scheme available from the RICS. Just learn what are the companies providing that service. Sometimes they are asking that question because RIC is running out of question on ethics, so they can ask you about the redress scheme, some more detail. But these all have under the complaint handling procedure. Now again, measuring the client satisfaction. Already we have discussed this one. Client money. Let's go to the client money. Again, complaint CHP, complaint handling, and the client money part of the ethics. It will come under ethics also. So we will not discuss anything. We will cover here only. So what is client money? Sometime you are receiving the money from the client which is not belong to the firms, such as advance payment, right, or some other deposit. Okay, something the money coming to you like a dispute resolution fees in advance. Okay, these are not belong to you. So how you are going to handle the money? Basically, in Gulf region, this is not going to happen. No, do you think client giving all the money in advance? Never, except dispute. Okay, now everywhere we have the problem: no payment or no payment, timely payment happening. Okay, so we don't have this procedure in Gulf, but in UK, RICS have this procedure. So you can't say I'm not practicing. You have to aware what is their agreement. Do you all understand? So now what RICS talk about client money, I will explain you in a brief. Then all will cover. So what is the client money procedure? How do you handle this question? Before you look at this one, I will just go one by one, so easy for you. The client money should be handled by a designated person. How many person RICS suggest? Only person. Okay, only one person will handle the client money. I had something in my mind question. What will happen that person run away with the money? He has a full authority to take the money from the bank. He can withdraw. What is your answer? He run away with the money. What you can do? So they say millions of money, he took it and run away from the different country to country. What is the action you can do? We're not hearing anyone. PI insurance don't cover this one. Okay, PI insurance for negligent, omission, error. These three. Yeah, you can go for legal action only.
Yeah, it is unjust enrichment under UAE Civil Code.
No, it is a crime. Okay, he just run away from the money. That's it. So that is a shortfall. But RICS suggests at least to be 2 or 3 to make it more secure, because it's all about money, right? So, but RICS say only 1. So what do you do? This money handler will open the account from the bank. So what they will open the bank account? Let's say the company name is A, client name is B, then account will be A plus B. So that's what they can have the account name. Why? Because they want to separate from the company account. Anything company bank to bankruptcy or administration process, then they will not touch this client money. So that's why the account will be open under the client and the company together. Once the account open, okay, you need to inform the client about the all bank policies. Okay, then this you are going to appoint the designated person to handle the client money. Not only who has the right to access this money, even the client also can access. This person also can access. So before that person proceed with any client money, he need to take the permission. Okay, you need to take the permission before you withdraw any money from the account. Once you withdraw the any money from the account, you have to immediately update the client. Okay, so you will also make sure with the bank they will not touch the client money in case anything shortfall happen with the company accounts, because this is not belong to the company, this money. Okay, same terms
Excuse me,
you have
Manas.
to let me finish, then I will give you time. So same terms you have to agree with your company, then with the client. Okay, and also okay, any company account, you have to have the sufficient money to meet any commitment that you are heading, because bank trying to okay seize all of your account if something went wrong. In that case, you have to have the proper terms that they don't touch the client money. Okay, as I told you before, any transaction you have to record everything, you have to take the permission, then you proceed, right? In all transaction with the transparent pattern. Yes, Vijas, go ahead. What is your questions?
My question is, can the client withdraw his money
Yes,
at
anytime he
any
can do.
time?
Yeah. Yes, he can do anytime.
Okay.
Yes, client have the full power to withdraw the money whenever he needs. That it's his money. That's it. Why he's giving? Sometimes it's comfort for him to pay you advance, so you can manage the cost. Okay, so now the question
Is
will
it
come.
joint account?
Kind of a joint account, yes. Okay, say you have 100 clients, can we have the 100 different account or one account? The answer is very
No,
simple.
we
It is
have
a
the 100
individual.
different account.
Exactly, it is an individual client money. It is a money should be separated. Okay, even the client, you have 1,000 different account. You can't have the one ledger, because if anything went wrong, bankruptcy happen, right? You have to make sure, right, client money keep untouched, and also bank also know this money belong to whom. If you have the 100 and you dump all the money into the one account, bank no, this money not belong to the company, but belong to whom. They can't trust the the information coming from the bankruptcy company. So that's the reason you should have the separate account.
Even if it
Okay,
is a joint account, we cannot open for the A and B for the one account, no?
it's a one account only.
No, what I'm telling, so A is our company with A client and B client, C client, like this 100 client is there. So if it is a joint account, should be just a separate account, no?
Each client separate account. You can't mix it. Okay, that's what this question is standing. The previous question which I showed to you. Okay, if you have 100 client, do you operate separate account? Yes, you can't mix it. Why? The reason is here. Right. If any bankruptcy happen, bank know this money belong to whom. Release when the client go and take money without any trouble. Okay. Locum. Have you heard this word locum? Okay, locum mean, okay, this is some people have the misunderstanding. Locum mean, if you are a sole practitioner only, you need to think about the locum. Say sole practitioner, what they do? Okay, they will sometimes go for a vacation, right? Sometimes they go for a long vacation, or sometimes they die, right? Nobody will live forever. So client already paid. Who will continue his service? Oh, you are going for a vacation. You are working in a project. You are going for a vacation, right? Pay you. Sorry, who will continue your if you are going for a vacation? The client already paid you, so you can't make him disappoint. So what is the purpose of the locum? Okay, if you are a sole practitioner, if you are a chartered MRICS member, and if you are going for a long holidays, or if you are going for a you are sick or you die, okay, you die. In that situation, who will take care about your service? Because it should be completed, because you already enter the agreement. So this locum agreement definitely will mention what are the nature of appointment, okay, and the locum should maintain the firm's confidentiality. There should be no conflict of interest. If so, that should be disclosed. How much the fee for a locum? Mostly the locum will get a little bit higher payment situation. Agreement end date. There is a starting date and the ending date. Okay. So in this locum, why now let's say you are working in one company, right? Now let's say you are working in a company, let's say consultant. You are going for a 3-month vacation. Okay. Do you need a locum?
Yes. 3 months, yes.
Okay. Who say no? Why? Why no? If it is a sole practitioner, I didn't say you are a sole practitioner. No, I say you are working in a company, right? Then you don't need it. If you are not working in a one company and you are working for your own company, okay, let's say I am the sole practitioner in the QS for QS, okay, and I am going for a vacation. I need a locum for sure to manage my works. But you are working for a company. Let's say you are resigning, okay, you are leaving the company permanently. Do you need a locum? No, you don't care. The company will take care about that one. Are you all clear with what I am saying? Are you all clear? Yes or no? Okay. Requirement of firm establishment. Now, let's say if you are going to start the RICS regulated firm, what is the requirement? It's like a temporary handover. Yes. In your option, someone will take over the work and continue. Okay. Now, if you are going to start the RICS regulated firm, or you are going to be registered. Now, let's say if you are a partner, no problem. But if you are having the director board, there are a number of director, no? Then more than 50% of the member or 50% of the members would be okay, at least RICS member. Otherwise, let's say there are 2 people going to start the company. One is MRICS, another one is not MRICS. Can we go for RICS regulation? Yes or no?
No. Cannot go. It's a 50% only.
No, we can go. 50 is there, no? Let us say one MRICS, 4 non-MRICS. Can we go for a RICS regulation? Then no. Yes. Because 50% not reach. But sole practitioner, no issue. You can. So, yes, 50%. Otherwise, sole practitioner. KPI, I will make a simple explanation. Key performance indicator. Okay. Say any business, either in a company or between the companies. Within the company, you will think KPI with the employees performance, right? Whether who's performing well, is there anything that you want to give them the more training if the KPI is not good. How we will check that one? Let's say 2 quantity surveyor in your company. Okay, they do the work. You see the monthly productivity. Okay, check what expected and what they are delivering. If they are beyond the expectation, their KPI is good. If they are beyond, lesser than the expected one, then you have to give them the training. You have to understand the reason. Training will help. Sometimes understanding the reason will help. Sometimes the motivation factor also will impact their KPI. And within the company also we do the KPI, and between the companies also we do the KPI. What is the benefit of doing the KPI between the company? Let's say now Nokia and Samsung, right? Once upon a time there was a massive difference. Now Samsung and Apple, they are big competitor, right? Another mobile industry also growing very faster if you observe carefully. Okay, you can't underestimate them. They're growing faster. So challenge is coming on. So how they do the comparison KPI? They do the key performance indicator between their product. So they can understand the gap. They can develop it. Okay, so that is the reason the KPI is very important. This is nobody asked this question. In which are the 5 stages KPI used in a project? I never hear this question, and you just be aware about that. There's a 5 stages available. How do you establish a communication with the client? Okay, again talk about the communication protocol. Is it part of the communication principle? But simple, you should have the communication strategy. Who will communicate? What is the frequency of the communication? Okay, and also we should have the RACI matrix: responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. There are 4 different characteristics. So you have to keep them in the loop. So you should have the communication plan. To whom you will communicate, what you will communicate, when you will do, how do you do. How do you do mean the way of communication? Maybe emails or correspondences, right? Okay. Then this is RACI matrix. To whom you are going to communicate? RACI matrix. RACI standing for, okay, this one. And just a little bit quicker because this is simple. You will understand, and also this is part of the communication. PI insurance we already discussed. So what is a PI insurance? There are 3 points I said: negligence, omission, and error. Okay, so that covered by the PI insurance. If you are a RICS regulated firm, you must have it. Without PI insurance, okay, RICS won't allow you to practice your consultant service. Why? Let's say you practice the service and there's a big claims against you. How do you manage it? Let's say if you have a PI insurance not cover that, or you don't have the PI insurance to cover that one, or your PI insurance not covering adequately those damages, what will happen? That is the objective of this PI insurance. Number one, if you have the PI insurance, right, you can't pay that money, your PI insurance will cover some extent. So it's safeguard financially. Otherwise, you go bankruptcy. Okay, so that's why it's protecting you from the insolvency or bankruptcy. And also, client also have the satisfaction. At least you have the PI insurance. Any damage come, okay, you will help them to claim that through your PI insurance. Okay, so they also have a kind of a trust because when they see a PI insurance from your company.
I have a question regarding this run-off cover and the PI insurance. It's both are same or different?
No, that's different. We will come to that one. Okay, so yes, there's some question you will entertain. If the client decided to put the project hold for 2 years, how would you advise the client? Okay, if you are going to hold the project for 2 years, you are suspending the project, right? It's cost covering up cost, right? Suspension will expose to the inflation, so you have to advise him. Okay, now this is a question again. I hope client is calling you and with the shortest time to give some information. You can't be hurry. Okay, maybe you can help him, but make sure you whatever the information you give that cover by the PI insurance. So that's the thing. But the PI insurance must be checked. If the client wanted to build the hospital, how do you advise? This kind of generic question they can ask you, but again, they're asking about the cost. So you are a cost consultant. You have to make sure you are giving the right cost information that adequately cover within the PI insurance. Okay. Sometimes why we can't go for a more bidders? The simple reason, this is not a number one. This will be not an economical methodology to do a tendering. Why? The loser who's losing the project, let's say out of 10 bidder, 9 will be lose. These all loser will try to increase the future cost of the construction, because whatever they are losing, they already invested some money for the tendering. So that's not good. Second, seriousness within the bidder will go reduce, because so many competitors, they will feel reluctant to come and court. Okay. But can you all answer this question? But what would your answer if you are representing a client on a job and the contractor asks, you are working for a consultant client, contractor asking to do some work for him?
This comes under a conflict of interest.
Opinion, what do you do? Will you say anything? Don't say. Okay. Recommend to the right person, or you ask him to come through the right channel. Not doing charity, isn't it? You're doing a professional service. Okay, so again, these all for your knowledge, I just put for you. That's all. So I have one question to all of you. There are some people. Okay, my people are my client actually. So talking to me to change this class timing by 30 minutes later. Like instead of 8 o'clock, we'll go for 8:30, because some people are traveling from the works and they are unable to attend timely, or it make them hard. See, there's a plus minus. Some candidates attending from the Asian region, they will be feel late. But if you all okay, shall we shift this class to 8:30 instead of 8? And we'll go 1.5 hours. It will be too late. Yes, no, there are too many. Okay. Okay, so 30 minutes, no, not working. Okay, let's shift by 15 minutes. Is that okay for all of you? No answer, everyone. 15 minutes. Just to make it in middle. Not 8:30. Not 8. Any objection for a 15 minutes? So at least they have a comfort zone. We will try to be 1.5 hour maximum. No, 1.5 hour. Always we try to manage 1.5 hour. Sometimes some lectures goes longer. So 1 hour and 45 minutes maximum. Otherwise it's going to be hard. Okay, so 8:15. Okay, just to make a little bit comfort zone. Fine. Thank you for the things that you all agree to help each other, because some region, yeah, it's too late. Some region we can say it is too early. Okay. Any question today?
No, Mr. Munas. Mr. Munas,
Yeah.
I would like to know about this client money like that, If we have a client, if the consultant is having a contract with the client, then his deliverable is in processing, then this money in the client money transferred to the client consultant's account like that.
Actually, Echo, can you repeat this question? Are you using two device?
No, no, no.
One second. All of you hearing the echo or only me?
I also hearing same echo.
Okay, one second. Okay. Can you try now? Ask the question again.
Yeah. No, I would like to know about this client money, how it works. Usually the when the contract is going on and the deliverables are completing, the money is transferring to the consultant's account. Is it from the client money or how it is?
Okay. The client money won't be much really in practice because nobody will pay just the amount. But sometimes they do. Let's say some busiest client, they don't have time to do a partial payment. For them, it's a small amount in the small project. They are going some amount, advance amount to the service provider. Maybe it's a consultant. Okay, he will answer the amount. Then he will manage it. This is what it goes. So anyhow, that money belongs to the client, not for anyone. Let's say the client money not utilized, some works are not happen, then it is not payable. If the client is there, if the work is done and he need to pay, that due should be recover from the client money with the client approval.
Okay. So the end of the services, the client money will be reduced, I mean, from the total amount.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Gradually, the client money will be goes based on the service provided.
Okay. Clear. Thanks.
Manas, Mr.
Yes.
Manas,
Yeah.
I want to ask you, during the new works, whenever client, issue the instruction for the new work for the project, but as you said, as a contractor, we can reject for the new works, right?
No, repeat again.
If the client is asking us to do a variation, some sort of work which are huge works for the previous, as the current project, they issued some work as a new work, and say quantum is huge, so I can reject that work of the client instruction. I can reject, right? As a contractor, can I reject that variation? I will not doing that work. Saying that I will be not doing the work. Is it possible that way in the lump sum project, or should I? Is it not? I'll breach the contract. But just my query is there. Is it not going to be a breach of contract that I am
I will
rejecting the
say.
instruction of the?
No,
Yeah.
Everyone might keep the
Again,
mic.
depends on the contract.
Everyone, can you keep the mic mute? So I just, otherwise I'm getting your call. So he's asking a question. The client instruct. Okay. The answer is for the omission, negligence, and the error. Okay. What is the next question? Somebody asking?
Sir, regarding the previous question, the contractor, the client issued variation, but the contractor can, for example, the client
It
is supposed
says
to.
this wording available in A7, but let me ask you a question. What do you do under the contract? You will not do. Say sometimes the BOQ rate is not appropriate for the additional work. That can be negotiated. Okay, because that's not the objective you enter with this contract. Or maybe you can go for a different agreement. But what I'm saying, don't just reject it. Try to find the way to do that business.
But in the same case, in case client is saying do the work first, and the commercial evaluation will be done at the time of the final account. So they're not agreeing any rate or any cost.
That really a risk if the scope of works are not similar to the original contract. But still, that's possible. Let's say in that case, you have to agree. We will go for the new rate principle. Okay, maybe you agree the overhead and profit margin, and whichever the new rate, you will submit your 3 quotation, or you will provide your all the rate backup. Then they have to agree, but that is risky. If the client want to know and you want to know the cost certainty, but it's not harm. Still proceed. If you are having the good relationship, your client is good, and they pay timely, then there's no way you will ignore this. But again, the variation, you don't see. If you fear that it will end up with a dispute, then you have to be very cautious. You have to agree. Now, contractually, what I say, okay, if any variation come, contractor must give the cost proposal, no? Say, engineer will do the engineer instruction. But before engineer instruction issue, there is a approval request form. So that time the engineer have the estimation. If you are a good engineer, if you are really clever, ask the cost proposal from the contractor. Take it and submit to the client with your adjustment. Then you know what is the cost going to be happen. So that's easy. Already parties know. If anything, any minor deviation come, you can agree in the AVI time or AVV time, agreed value of variation. But without anything, right, you just go and do the work and finally you both are fighting, that's not a professional way. Okay.
This is a scenario based, because if the contractor is not capable to do that one, then it can be rejected.
Yeah. If you don't have any, let's say you went for a housing construction. Okay, the project was with the raft foundation or paid foundation. That's fine. He can do. Now the design found error and you change to the pile construction. This contractor cannot accept that one because he don't have the capacity to do. Then that case he can reject. So it is again, the business cannot be rejected. Maybe he can subcontract the another contractor and do it. That's also possible, right? But you should make sure, okay, you can do that one within your capacity. You are going for a design and build procurement route where you don't have the designer, but you are collaborating or joint venture with the design consultant, then you can do that one. So try to find if that business doable. If not, only you have to go finally and say no. No is not a good symptom to continue the business. Do you understand? Are you all hearing me? Yes. Okay then. Okay, see you all with the next lecture. If any question, you can ask me. If no, okay, I will share all the details. Just go through. Be careful. The RIC has updated the ethics things, but again, they are rotating in the same content with the different perspective. Okay, it's not difficult, but if you really have common sense, okay, very easy to pass. It's very easy to pass the ethics. Where you will fail, the typical question they're asking, you don't understand what's the point they're asking, what's the perspective they're asking, then you will fail. Okay, so whoever doing the ethics test, I am collecting the question from them. I am going to combine one master file for a whole ethics question from the RICS question bank and we'll share to you all. Hopefully, this is an easy way you can understand what is the question they have in their bank, and these are the questions they can ask you in the interview. I think it's a shortcut for all of you. But just be familiar. This ethics question and the answer not a matter. But I'm saying, in realistic life, be an ethical person. If you're not really ethical person, then nobody will do the business with you. Okay, that's the thing. But for the RICS perspective, definitely you should know how to answer the question and you have to be familiar with those questions. Okay then. Thank you for that. Yeah, anybody do the ethics test? Ethics test, make sure you copy those questions to me. Make it in a one editable form file, then send to me. Then I can combine all together and give you all a one file. So easy. Some people already shared to me. Some people you can still share if you are doing ethics test. Okay then. So good night to everyone. So next class we will be having by 8:15 UA time. Good night to everyone.
இந்த செஞ்சதுக்கு இன்வெஸ்ட் அனுப்ப நான் வந்து அந்த வெரிஃபிகேஷன் சிஸ்டம் வேலிடேஷன் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வெரிஃபிகேஷன் சிஸ்டம் செஞ்ச அதோட சரி அனுப்பி பார்ப்போம் வெரிஃபை கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணல நான் இந்த பேஜுக்கு மட்டும் அனுப்புவேன்
நாளைக்கு அதை ஃபைனல் பண்ணுவோமா?